Yeah.
What did you find from the players you have now? How they might or might not fit the 4-3, the defense you're going to?
For us, we've had a lot of conversations. I think we knew changing the philosophy with us up front, being more of an attack and react front. And the alignments and stuff are very similar.
Yeah.
It's just how we're playing it. But I think it really fits the more athletic guys that we have.
Yeah.
We're not overly big besides Mac right now, so we have to be able to take the fight to them. So I think this really fits with the athleticism that we have up front right now.
And is that what you wanted regardless of what you played, more athleticism?
Yes. It's obviously the game is spread out. Offenses are starting to become basketball on grass. So we got to be able to be athletic, play on people's edges, and we have to affect the quarterback more than we have in the past.
And obviously, drafting Aidan should help that. Can you share some first impressions of Aidan both out here and through the draft process?
Obviously we're very excited to have him, but I think he's a better athlete than I thought he was. Dan and I and even Brad, we've talked about it. I said he's a better athlete than I thought he was off of tape. And so we see it's kind of a unique way he can lean and bend that we didn't necessarily always see on tape, but out here you really see it, and versus good competition. So we're excited about where he's at. He's very, very intelligent. This morning we played defensive Jeopardy basically. And he was answering all different questions from you in different positions where you're like, damn, that's good. That's good stuff. So we're excited, and once we get pads on, then I think we're going to see even more out of it.
What are reasonable expectations for him for a rookie season?
I think he just needs to come out each and every day and get better. I know that's a cliche every coaches say, but we got high expectations for him, but I think he has more expectations for himself than we probably do. So we expect a solid player and a guy that's going to help us win football games.
Sacks on it though?
Nope. Nope, not even a little bit.
Will the kid from Jackson State, will he be in your room at all?
He's actually in our room a lot right now. He'll play Sam in base, and then he plays the rush position in sub. So this whole week he'll be in my room this whole week. So we're trying to calm his world down a little bit with the mental side of things, and let him just really show his athleticism that we've seen at Jackson.
Where does that rate his athleticism from what you've seen?
He's strong and physical. We see a lot of lean and bend with his pass rush. But at this point in time, once again, you don't see it down in and down out because he's thinking. So we got to really calm his world down. When he knows what he's doing, he's a really good athlete, and we'll be able to see that now by limit him a little bit by the different. We had him at 3 positions. That was too much right away. So we've calmed it down to 2, and you're starting to see the athleticism that we drafted.
What have you been seeing from Levi? I think it was Frank Craigno last week that said he looks like a dude among dudes right now. Just kind of curious what you're seeing out of him, really.
The biggest thing is I think he's finally healthy. Last year he couldn't even hardly get in a stance. He was all twisted up and all that stuff. So I know for sure Jill, Mike, Josh, they've done an unbelievable job of getting him healthy. So that was the start. And then the first day I seen him, he is rocked and chiseled up right now. So, he'll play a couple different spots for us, but he has gotten better because he's healthy. And I think this is the system that he played in college. He wasn't a react guy in college. So you see some flashes out here of why we drafted him, where we drafted him. So we're excited about Levi. He's just got to stay healthy.
I know it was health last year, but how much that react scheme last year kind of took him to get with it when he was back on the field?
Well, it was a change for him just because obviously he missed a lot of training camp and he was hurt during the season. We had to limit him and all that kind of stuff. But now he's out here every day working. I think it fits him once again, where we're going to see why we drafted him where we did.
What about Alim McNeill? You mentioned he's probably one of the bigger guys on that team. How does he fit into this new aggressive form?
We like him. He's obviously he can do a lot of different things, but this is really going to get him one-on-one on some centers. You're going to be able to see more athleticism, but we got to be able to make sure we get it down in and down out with Mac. And he's one of the leaders in the room. He's definitely the biggest guy in the room, but he's one of the leaders in the room. Him and Brock, and you're seeing a transition of him of taking this room over, which is what we want. And we're excited to see once we get pads on. Obviously we didn't have pads. Him and Rags had something going. They were brother-in-law each other every snap this spring. But once we get pads on, then we're going to see what Mac can really do.
What did you see out of him last season that you want to build on, and then maybe something that was lacking from this game?
Obviously, he has really good play strength. You know, we've seen that. He doesn't get knocked off the ball and stuff like that. We want to continue to see him develop as a pass rusher. When we get turns of protections and stuff like that where he gets a one-on-one, this scheme allows him to be on an edge and show his athleticism. So I think the pass rush is what we're really going to see out of Mac.
Is Romeo a defensive end or an outside linebacker?
He's a defensive end. Yeah, he'll play our rush position in base, and then he plays either the end or the rush in sub. So he's a defensive end. Has the ability, once we get all of our roster solidified and stuff, he could play some Sam in base. But once again, he get him healthy, and then we're just going to play him at the end.
It seems like you got pretty good depth there this year. Then I mean, Aidan and Charles obviously coming back. Are you guys that can sort of get the quarterback?
Yeah, no, we're excited about where we're at with that depth, and obviously we get Romeo back midway through. Josh is a guy that can play outside also. So we have a lot of tools that we can use in certain situations where we have to get back after the quarterback. We're excited about.
And if Romeo does come back middle of the season or whatever it is, I mean, is that that's what he needs to be, an effective player? I guess he can still be an effective player coming back.
Yeah. You know, I mean, he was here last week. He's not completely healthy yet, but you know, with an Achilles, there's guys that have come back real quick and they haven't missed a beat. And the way he works and the way he prepares himself physically, we anticipate we'll get the Romeo back that we know.
And when?
You know, I'm not sure with that. That's way above my pay grade. So just whenever he gets back, we'll put him in there and we'll see what happens.
Those young players, you drafted 4 in the first 3 rounds in the last 2 years. How they sort of matured together? What could you foresee for that group that might be able to build here in the future?
Well, you hope it's a foundation for the future. You know, with spending that much money and that kind of stuff to draft these guys high in the draft, they need to be the foundation of our defense, and that's the way AG wants it. You know, so, and we knew we had to upgrade there in the last couple of years, and Brad's did it. But for the future, they better be the foundation of this team for many years to come.
Were you the happiest guy in the building after the draft?
Yeah, there was no doubt, and I was even called being greedy at times. I wanted to get another one, but no, we addressed our needs. It worked out exactly the way we planned it out in all of our scenarios and stuff. And to get the players that we got for our team it's really good. They did a tremendous job. All the administration of giving us players where we can go out and try to win some football games.
Talking about like their development and kind of coming up together. Is there a benefit to having so many young guys being able to bounce things off each other, like comfortability and all those things?
Yeah, that, and we don't have to break a lot of habits yet. You know, when you get veterans, sometimes the scheme doesn't necessarily fit them and you got to change some things. With these guys, they're starting from ground zero. So you're going to see drastic improvement as they continue to develop in our scheme. So that's the biggest thing. You don't have bad habits you got to break yet.
Coach, can you say something about Penisini, just his decision?
Yeah, you know, it was a personal decision for John. We're losing a really good person, which, you know, we've talked about it as an entire group last week when John came out. I talked to John over the weekend, and, you know, it was a tough decision, but it's the best thing for him at this point in time in his life. You know, I didn't care about the football player. I didn't at this point in time. I just wanted to see how he was as a human. And, you know, John's doing good. He made the decision, and we're going to support him 100% along the way. You know, we're going to miss him, and we love him in our room.
I keep it a little bit like just on Aidan. When you see a defensive prospect like that, is there an it factor when it comes to a guy that high on the draft board that does that well in college?
You know, we knew he was going to be a good pass rusher. Like I said, I think we got a better player than I thought we were going to get, to be honest with you. And once he's gotten out here, he's everything is advertised. So we cannot be happier with how he felt to us at number 2. We're excited. Yep.
When you fit in camps and a guy like that comes in and it surprises you like that, is there something that you can remember in your career where somebody jumps out that you can compare him to?
You know, Yannick Ngakwe, you know, we took him later in the draft, but he led college in sacks his senior year. And when he came in, he just had it. As a pass rusher, and Hutch has it as a pass rusher, and he still has enough play strength to, you know, to play a lot of different spots up front, and he's intelligent where he can play a lot of different fronts. So, you know, when it comes to that, yeah, he has it as a pass rusher. Yep.
When you say that you're getting a better player than you thought you would get, and that he's the number 2 player, that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows. What is it? I mean, I know you mentioned a few things, but I mean, that's saying a lot about a young player. those expectations that you're kind of putting on him?
Yeah, I think, at this level there's expectations for somebody drafted that high. But like I said, he has probably higher expectations than we do, So he comes in and works every day. Unbelievable, intelligent young man. I mean, it's amazing how well he's picked stuff up and understands what we're asking him to do and how to do it. So, like I said, he's more athletic than I thought he was. That just tells you how bad of an evaluator I am.
Let's talk about defensive jeopardy. Just explain that a little bit.
Defensive jeopardy is we do it once a week. Base defense, whatever it might be, and it's just like the Jeopardy on TV. We split up into 2 teams. They pick, and it's for bragging rights in the room. So it's they enjoy it. It's a way they learn, and they don't even know they're learning. You know what I mean? So it's a fun little game we play. We had it in different spots that I've been, and it's just a way for them to learn and compete in the room together.
Aidan was quick with the buzzer, and he was getting everything.
Yeah, and then he gets upset at a teammate if they don't know the answer. Well, let's collab. I mean, come on, we get half the points, but let's collab. He's about winning in everything he does. So that showed up this morning with him. Yeah.
Charles Harris obviously turned a lot of heads last year.
Yep.
Is there anyone maybe who might be a little more under the radar this year that's already popping towards an OTAs or mini camp?
I think there's some, obviously, up front. Jay Sean really flashed this spring. But right now we're still in gym class. You know what I mean? We're not running the football. That's the area we got to get better in once we start training camp. But Jay Sean is a guy that's under the radar right now. I thought he had a really good spring, and I look forward to seeing what he can do, being healthy again.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank
Thanks,
you.
Coach.
I appreciate it.